This is ABC7 News, Chicago's #1 news, with Linda Yu, Sylvia Perez, and weather with meteorologist Tracy Butler. This is ABC7 News at 11.
There are celebrations across Libya today after news that Moammar Gadhafi is dead. The man who had ruled Libya for more than 40 years reportedly killed by rebel forces. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. The former Libyan dictator was killed today. It was in his hometown of Sirte.
Gadhafi was removed from power by a populist uprising, and we do want to warn you that the pictures that you are about to see are very graphic. ABC7's ABC's Karen Travers is covering this story live in Washington and joins us now with the latest.
Good afternoon. Libya's rebel government says Moammar Gadhafi was cornered in his hometown of Sirte, a stronghold for his supporters that finally fell to rebel forces today. Gruesome images of Moammar Gadhafi's dead body were splashed across the Al Jazeera network. Word of his death triggered jubilant celebrations in the streets of Tripoli. A populist uprising swept across Libya this spring. Gadhafi responded with a bloodbath, killing thousands who rose up against him. Gadhafi seized power in Libya in 1969 and soon became one of the world's most fervent anti-Americans. He turned Libya into a rogue state. A ruthless dictator at home, Gadhafi funneled oil revenues to terrorists. In 1986, his agents targeted a Berlin disco popular with American soldiers.
This monstrous brutality is but the latest act in Colonel Gadhafi's reign of terror.
President Reagan ordered an airstrike on Gadhafi's compound. 2 years later, Gadhafi retaliated by blowing up Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. 190 Americans were among those killed. But after 9/11 and the invasion of Iraq, an about-face. Gadhafi condemned Osama bin Laden. He began to give up his chemical and nuclear weapons programs. And in 2003, he formally accepted responsibility for the Lockerbie bombing.
Do you think there will be an alliance between the United States and Libya in your lifetime?
First of all, policies are not fixed. You see, we may be in a certain position or horizon, then a different horizon emerges. Russia and America, they were enemies. Now they're friends. We hope that one day we'll be friends also.
But he never lived to see that day. The 69-year-old Gadhafi is the first leader to be killed in the Arab Spring uprisings. Reporting live from Washington, Karen Travers, ABC News. Back to you.
Karen, thanks very much. Now, Gadhafi's long-running regime affected many lives across this country, including here in the Chicago area. ABC7's Jessica D'Onofrio joins us live in the loop with some reaction. Jessica?
Good morning, Linda. We spoke to many people in the Libyan community here in downtown Chicago and in the suburbs. Many of them say they feel a sense of relief because it's an end of a dictatorship. Tears of joy fill this Bridgeview home as family and friends watch Arab TV via satellite. Mohamed Aduib's family got the news about Moammar Gadhafi's possible capture and death early this morning. He was overcome with happiness.
It's a very joyful day. Since 6 o'clock, the phone was ringing continuously from the neighbors, from overseas, from Libya. And everyone is celebrating.
The Libyan community in Chicago is exhilarated. Many had grown up under a repressive and brutal police state under Gadhafi. They believe the news sends a very important global message.
This just shows that a dictator, any dictator in the world, has no power in this time and age. Every dictator should be in constant fear of its people, because at the end of the day, it's the people that rule the country, not the dictator.
CAIR-Chicago is a chapter of America's largest Muslim civil liberties and advocacy organization. Its executive director says this is a great day.
We're relieved at the end of an era. Muslims don't rejoice at the death of an individual. However, we are rejoicing at the death of dictatorship and tyranny and the murderous period that Gadhafi was going after his own people.
The Council of Islamic Organizations of Greater Chicago says now that the war against Gadhafi's regime is over, Libya will face a new challenge.
Now we have a longer, much scary war that we are going to be entering, which is the war of educating, the war of building the country, the war of assuring that the new government, the new Libya It's going to be a free Libya. It's going to be a democratic Libya.
The Aduib family tells me that they can now visit family in Libya freely, where before they went in fear. Live in the Loop, Jessica D'Onofrio, ABC7 News. Sylvia, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Jessica.